it's definitely not Ruben and Jack because they're using way too much perfume. So I think they actually smell the worst, but they need to use so much perfume, so they smell the best. I like my own smell, you know, I have to say. But that's a bit boring answer, so...
just imagine smelling everyone's necks now.
Yeah, I'll go over now and I'll start smelling people.
The official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.
Nadem, this is the one many of our fans have been waiting for. We're joined today by Erling Haaland. What are your thoughts ahead of this one?
No, it's really exciting. I think to get the chance to speak with him is great. And as you said, lots of people are very excited about this, myself included, and I'm sure you as well. Don't try not to talk cool about it. Like, this doesn't matter to you.
No, absolutely. I mean, thinking about his debut season and doing the research for this, and it's kind of become not white noise, but just accepted, you know, what he did. But when you go through it, you know,
it's amazing. Treble
winner, 52 goals, all the records he broke, all the personal awards he won, as well as the collective awards. I mean, I don't think it could have gone any better, could it?
No, it probably couldn't. And I think it makes it very easy to forget that he's still a young, developing player as well. But I think he's come to City, he's been exceptional. He's sort of getting a feel for the City, feel for the football club. And you know he can get better as well. And he's someone that I've loved watching. I've loved celebrating all his successes. And I think best of all for me, if you look at times when other people score when he's on the field, he celebrates them as much as he celebrates his own goals. And that, for me, shows a real team player, which is what you need in this side.
Yeah, he is a real team player. And I think when a striker with a big reputation comes to a club, there's probably a few people wondering how much of a team player they're going to be. But I think we saw straight away, didn't we? Both in terms of the way he plays on the pitch, but the way he interacts with his teammates.
Yeah.
He really is a team player.
100%. And to then spin it the other way and say, well, when he broke that record for most goals in the Premier League season against West Ham, I think it was, all the players and all the staff were delighted to give him a guard of honour.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of times, and you have as well, some people who make it about them, and as a consequence, people don't really want to show them love. But then in this instance, people were very happy to do so because they know he deserved it.
So how much better do you think he can get?
I think anyone that believes a 23-year-old will be this same level for the rest of their career, I think it misses the point. I think he's not played as many games as some other strikers who we see as being like, you know, some of the best in the world right now. So I think he can learn his craft. He can sort of learn about his body as well. And he can sort of get a feel now because these experiences, they happen more and more often. This is, you know, another season where he's trying to win a league title. A season where he's trying to retain it. He's trying to help City win the 4th in a row, you know, and that comes with a ton of pressure. And you need to be available. You need to be at the best of your abilities at the key times. And as he looks around, he's seen some of the most successful players in Premier League history around him. If you don't learn in that sort of environment, where can you learn?
Well, I'm excited for this one. So here we go. The latest episode of the official Man City podcast. And we're joined by Norwegian striker Erling Haaland.
Alvarez on his outside. Here is Alvarez. Haaland, 3-2. Bundled over the line, but that is a terrific move from City.
Hello there.
Hello. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Very good. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Please,
if possible,
join us. Erling Haaland, thank you so much for joining us on the official Manchester City podcast. We wanted to start right at the beginning when you joined City. When you arrived here, kind of what were your objectives? What were your targets? What did you want to achieve in your first few weeks and months?
Yeah, first weeks and months was to come get into the team as quick as possible, you know, to get to know people, get to know the whole club, how they play and how they do things and things like that. And in the big picture, it was to win the Champions League. That's what I said when I came here and everything. So yeah, that was the goal. And yeah.
Were you impressed when you came to City with the setup, the way things work, and you know the culture that Pep has created?
Yeah, I mean, from the first day I came here, I enjoyed it. It was good, like vibes in the locker room, in CFA and everything. So I feel like, you know, it's a place I want to come. It's a place I want to, environment I want to be in, and yeah, I think you saw that on the pitch as well in the start. You know, of course, in the start you don't click straight away with people, but you can feel energy. You could feel the positivity, you know, when you play and everything. And yeah, that's what it was. And I really enjoyed it from the first moment.
Did you used to watch the English League when you were abroad?
Yeah, I've been watching as long as I can remember.
Why? What do you like about it?
I mean, it's always been in Norway the most popular league, but I also always liked, you know, the punch and the quality, of course. You know, because of my father as well, he knows a lot about it, you know. And when we went to games or whatever with him, we came to England, and so it was natural for me to watch English football, and so yeah, that's why.
Is the level of the Premier League better than you expected?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
In terms of, is it the pace of it, the physicality? What is it?
Yeah, it's loads of things, but like, of course, you get used to it and things like that. But you feel it more after games. You know, you feel like it's more duels, it's more sprinting, running. Of course, depends on who you meet and everything, but you can feel it's more a physical league, you know.
So for a first season to score 52 goals, win the treble, it couldn't have gone...
That's easy. It must be easy, yeah?
couldn't have gone much better. It couldn't have gone much better, could it?
No, it was, in the end, amazing, you know. The club won the Premier League 2 years in a row before, so was a lot of pressure there. You know, we were behind for, I think, 249 or 7 days or something. We were not in first place, I mean. So, yeah, it was pressure there, you know. If I came in and we didn't win the Premier League, it would be a bit like, okay, you come in and you destroy everything, kind of vibes, you know. But yeah, and then we did good in Champions League, and we won it as well. And of course, the FA Cup to like get the full treble was unreal and amazing first season.
So you mentioned there the amount of days that City weren't top in the league. Like, you seem to me like somebody who's very online. You know everything that's being said about football. Is that true?
Yeah, I've always been a football guy. You know, I always like watched everything, games. You know, if you call it boring games, it's always been on the television. You know, so yeah, I know a lot of things. Yeah.
Okay.
So the World Cup, when you weren't there, do you watch all the games of the World Cup, for example?
Yeah, I watched the games. Yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Would you watch the Euros this summer, even though?
Yeah, I will watch it. Now, especially, I've got so many friends who plays there. But it's also when I watch it, it's like a bit bitter feeling because I don't play there. I think, and I wish I will play one day, you know, with my country. But I will definitely watch it. Yeah.
Do you think that can happen for Norway in the coming years?
I hope so. That's what I will try to make happen, you know, and I hope, hopefully.
Looks like you hurt his feelings there. So.
Yeah.
I can see the sadness in you. I can see that.
Yeah, of course. You know, I would love to play there this summer, but it's not happening, and it's not nice.
I think just going back to the treble, because I think every player we've spoken to, we've kind of asked them, has the gravity of that achievement actually sunk in for you yet, do you think? Or do you think that is something that will only come when your playing days are over and you can reflect a little bit?
Yeah, I think like after the career, I think it will really like struck you or whatever. But I think it's been taking months to kind of, I don't know how you say it, digest the last season, because it was so long and so many games. And if you take me personally, it was first season, and you know, it was the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, you know. And I think it you know, when we came back to pre-season, it was like, are we back already, you know, because we had the vacation. But how long was the vacation? I played after the Champions League final, I played a game a week after, then I played, I think so, and then I played 3 days after that, and then I got vacation, you know. So from 21st of June I got the vacation, and you know, I was back a couple of weeks after, you know, back to pre-season and tour and everything, and it was like, we're going again, you know, because that's how it is, you know. So I think it's been taking a couple months to digest the treble, and now I think we're getting focused. We're getting more and more focused, and we're coming.
You say, yeah, I like that. But you say we. What is your motivation this season? What do you think you can do better this year? What are your personal goals?
Yeah, I think there's loads of things to still improve. When you play so many games, it's difficult to train on things. Because you have to get ready. You have to do the stuff that makes you get fit for the next game. But there's loads of things to improve. I want to become even better with the team. To be more solid with the team and to perform in the biggest games. This is what we need, and yeah, I want to recreate things we did last season, of course.
Just going back to Istanbul, the final, Champions League final. I've seen the footage of our half-time dressing room, and Rodri comes in and is a little bit frustrated about one or two things, and you kind of stop him and say, "Don't worry, he'll fix it," meaning Pep Guardiola. And it struck me in that moment that you, and I'm sure all the other players, you really do have confidence in Pep's ability to kind of visualise a game and make changes. As a player, is that the best thing you can have from a manager, that confidence that he knows how to remedy things and make things better?
Yeah, I think, and look at what he's been doing now, and ever since he came to England, people were doubting him and everything, and just look now what he's been doing, the trophies and all the records that's been broken since he came. It's incredible, and yeah, I think in these moments he's got the experience, as a manager, and when everyone has this confidence to the manager with the plan, everyone is following the plan, then that's when you kind of feel confident that we're gonna achieve what we want to achieve, on the pitch. If it's against Madrid or if it's against Bayern or whoever, if everyone sticks to the plan, it's gonna go well, because we have the individual players and we have the collective behind, as a unit, who kind of, we just come from behind and just attack, and this is, you saw in Champions League in the games what we did, together, we pressed together. Look at the pressing we did. It was unreal how we pressed. People came to Etihad and they were just like, what's happening here? We don't know what to do, and that's exactly what we're capable of, and that's exactly what we need to do this season as well.
When I hear you speak, you sound like the exact opposite of what a normal striker would be, because you're talking so much about the team, what the team does well, and you're giving credit to everybody involved. Have you always been like this? And if so, where does that come from?
Yeah, I think because in the end, it's a team sport. As a team, you have to perform for people to perform individually as well, and opposite, of course. But it's a team sport, and to win trophies, you have to have the whole team performing. You have to have not only me as a striker to perform. You need, match winners in the end. Look at Ederson in the Champions League final, Amazing. For example. This is what you need, and this is the small things that makes you become treble winner and makes you not. So it's the small things, and that's when the team spirit, the team togetherness comes in, and that's also what Pep's been doing so good here, focusing on the team together.
Do you think your teammates have been surprised by that? Because I think when a player comes who's a big world star, which you are, and as Nadem says, a striker, usually very, or can be focused on themselves. Do you think there was a feeling maybe that you'd be like that? Do you think you've surprised a few people?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm just being myself, and I think that's the most important thing to do, just to be yourself, not trying to be someone else and things like that. I just think you need to be the best version of yourself, and here you can be it, and that's a good thing.
We've got an amazing documentary coming out soon, which I don't want to say too much about, but from the episodes we've seen, you're certainly one of the stars of the show, if not the star. But what struck us, and we were having a conversation before you arrived, was you seem to be friends with absolutely everybody across the team. Who would you say is your closest friend in the squad?
Yeah, as I say, we are an amazing group of people. Yeah, players, but people as well. That's two different things. One thing is players, we are the best team in the world, you know. But there's also the human side of this club and these players, and you get along so well together with others, then you also perform better together, I think, you know. But yeah, I have many friends. I love to be together with a lot of people, but I have to say, Jack. I think, you know, we have the same humor, and we love to joke with other people and with ourselves. So I think Jack. Yeah.
Tell us about the influence of your father. I'm old enough to remember watching him when he was at City. He seems to protect you, but also he's been there every step of the way, you know, from your time in Norway as a young kid. I mean, he must have been a huge influence on you.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before, he's more like a friend to me, you know, than, of course, he's my father, don't get me wrong, but, you know, we have more like a friendly relationship. He's a good friend, you know. We can do things like normal friends would do, you know. That's the relationship we have, and he's been helping me a lot, you know, with loads of different things, you know. And yeah, I'm really happy to have a father who knows the game, and who's also maybe done some mistake in the past or whatever, who then he can learn with me, so I don't do the other mistakes and things like that. I think that's also really important. So I'm really happy to have him around me.
So when the City fans were singing the Alfie and Erling song, you know, when we lifted the Premier League trophy after the game against Chelsea, I mean, to be able to share their moments with your dad, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, does it, surely?
No, it's fantastic to share these moments with your father, and also with your whole family, you know. So I'm really lucky and humbled to be able to do that.
We've got a stat here we were discussing earlier.
This guy loves the stat.
So since you made your debut for Dortmund
here we go.
in 2020, there's only one player who's scored more goals than you in Europe's top 5 leagues. Do you know who that is?
Lewandowski.
Yeah.
This guy knows he knows ball, you know.
Yeah.
This guy knows ball.
Did you get it right when I asked you that before?
You just told me the answer straight away. So technically, yes.
Yeah, Lewandowski. And the rest are pretty far behind you as well. It's very impressive numbers there. I also wanted to ask you about your diet, because clearly, you know, there's not an ounce of fat on you, unlike unlike us
Don't
two.
tap me on the leg. Do not tap me on the leg with different people.
I want to know kind of what is it? You must put a lot of focus on nutrition and what you put into your body and that kind of thing. What is the secret for you in terms of being so well turned out?
I think the answer is quite short, to be honest, and simple. Real food. You know, I try to eat things that's real, you know, with as less ingredients as possible. I think that's what I try to do, you know. You got so much processed things in this world right now, so I think that's the thing, to eat real, you know, and quality, of course.
But then what's your cheat meal? Say if you want to celebrate maybe a treble, you know, maybe a World Club Championship. just in general, I don't know. I don't know if you've had the experience of that before. But
I love food, you know. I eat so much, and I try to make, because healthy food is also really good, you know. So I try to do that. But if I cheat, I eat kebab, you know. Okay. Kebab pizza is my favorite thing. I love it. It's so good. You know, when I eat it, I go like me and my brother. If we buy it, we're hyping each other up. We're eating as much as possible, you know. So I think kebab is. I've said it before as well. I love it, and I love food, you know. But I also know that the better food you put in your body, the better you're gonna get things out of the food, so and performance as well. So yeah, kebab and real food.
Yeah. What was your cheat meal when you were a player then?
Well, you know, back in my day it was different. You know, we didn't. Yeah, I'd be having pizza as well. And think about, did that become a bigger thing when you were in Germany?
No, in Norway actually.
Culture. Really? Okay.
In Norway it is really popular.
I didn't see it. I've been to Bryne. I didn't see anything there. So how did this happen?
There was some guys that opened a kebab shop there actually. So and then it was so good, and now I think they open throughout the whole country because it's so good. So that's why
we had a slightly different eating ritual, but we also weren't playing 60 games a season, so we had to eat a lot more.
We got some questions from fans on social media, and one has written in and asked, "Who's your sporting hero from another sport and why?"
I like Djokovic. I think he's good. He's being himself, and what he's achieved is also amazing. You know, coming from nowhere and from his country. So I'll take Djokovic.
Yeah, and you talk about mental fortitude. I don't think there's many better than Djokovic. Is anywhere in world sport.
Mm-hmm.
Another question was, what's the favourite stadium that you've played in other than the Etihad?
I'll take Signal Iduna Park, the Dortmund one.
Yeah. And without picking any City players, what would be your ultimate five-a-side team? But you can't include any of our treble winners.
With players playing now?
Yeah.
Or former?
I think it doesn't specify, so I would say former or playing now. It's up to you.
That's difficult because there's so many. I think I need to take a couple of Brazilians. Then I would like to see Ronaldinho.
Yeah, my favourite.
It's a strong start.
Yeah, it's
Messi.
Yes, it's a very good start.
Cristiano.
So no defenders. Just
Maldini to be back there just to.
Okay.
Then I need a keeper, no?
Yeah.
I would love Ederson, because Ederson in these 5-a-side games, if he is able to shoot, he would score 15 goals. Keeper, I would take Casillas.
Yeah, that's a hell of a team.
It's a decent team. It's a bit top heavy, a few too many attackers, but it's okay. It's okay.
What's the best thing about living in Manchester? That's another question we've had. What do you like the most?
I'm a football guy, and for me it's really easy for my family to come over here because right over the sea, so that's a good thing. It's really close, you know. But I like it. I like the vibes, you know. I like the positivity from the fans, you know. When I meet someone, I joke a bit with people, and I said it before, the banter, you know, not only the English players but also the English people in general. Because I love to joke a bit. I think we're a bit the same in Norway as well, some of us, you know, with the banter and everything. So I like to joke with people and things like that. So I enjoy, you know, people see me on the street, United fans or whoever, and we joke a little bit with each other. I think it should be like that. So I think, I think that.
I think Pep always says that he loves being in England because people are really respectful. You know, they might have a laugh at a joke or whatever, but generally kind of leave you alone. Do you find that? Or
as well, you know, people leave me alone to a certain degree, or whatever you say. But yeah, I like it, you know. I'm in the shop and joke a bit with people. It's nice.
Here's a question we ask all of our guests. If you could change something about football, what would you change? And that doesn't have to be a rule change. It can be just anything about the industry in general.
That's an interesting one. I think, you know, how football are developing, you know, with VAR and everything. We're still early, you know, in the stage. So I think it's going to become really good. We just need some more time. I'd say what I would add, that's, I think, like goal technology throughout the whole pitch. You know, like not only in the goal, just have it, you know, if we know if it's out or not, you know, on the side or whatever. I think that, and what annoys me for me is the throw-ins. If you throw like this or whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, just have two hands on the ball
just
and
get
throw the ball.
Yeah.
You know, that's, I don't know the rules even. if I take, I'll probably do a mistake. You know, if you throw down, it doesn't matter. If you throw up, it doesn't matter. I think I would change that. Just have 2 hands on the ball, and yeah, I think maybe in the future we'll see what happens. But you need a certain time limit to take the throw in, so it doesn't take too long, and you cannot take too many meters. You know, just give a mark. You can max go there and use so much time. I think it will become like that in the future.
That's the first time we've had that.
I think it's an interesting one
Yeah,
as well.
it really
one of those
is.
like pointless rules around the game. Which,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
we're all so used to, and
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, why? You know, if
nobody-
you throw
nobody
down,
cares.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We have got some questions left by previous guests in this bowl, so if you want to pull one out and see which one you get.
Okay, it's completely random.
Which player has the best smell?
So which player in City's squad smells the best?
Just taking deep breaths.
Strange question. From Ruben Diaz.
It's definitely not Ruben and Jack, because they're using way too much perfume. So I think they actually smell the worst, but they need to use so much perfume, so they smell the best. I like my own smell, you know, I have
You
to
do.
say. But that's a bit boring answer, so
just imagine smelling everyone's necks now.
yeah, I'll go over now and I'll start smelling people. I had to think of who's in, because I didn't smell a lot of people, to be honest. That's not my focus coming in. Oh, who is smelling the best today? It's definitely not Bernardo. So I have to kind of eliminate people. Bernardo, I think, is in the end. Maybe John Stones. I think he's got a plain kind of good smell.
I was just going to say, John Stones looks like he smells good.
Exactly.
So
I've
I agree.
never thought about that.
I think that's a
I've
good,
never
that's
thought
a
about
I agree
good,
with you.
good
that.
answer.
I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
But fine, yeah.
Well, you heard
do
it.
you.
You heard it here first on the official Man City podcast. John Stones smells better than any other City player.
Yeah, I'll take John.
There we go. Erling Haaland, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
Is that how you think about John Stones, yeah?
Yeah, he looks like he smells good.
It's a bit poorly, you know.
He does.
That's John.
He does.
As Grealish comes forward in the left wing position, taking on Bednarek into the penalty area he goes, flips it on, Haaland! That is a stunning finish from Erling Haaland, and City have the 3 points.
Nadem, that was quite something, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. How did you feel after that one?
Got a big smile on your face. Everything
Yeah,
right?
it was good. It was fun. You know, I really enjoyed. I think maybe why is I think when he first came here, a lot of us had looked at post-match interviews that he'd done with Dortmund and where he'd been quite difficult maybe with the interviewer. But actually, what we've encountered here at City is someone who, as we were trying to say in the discussion with him, is loved by everyone and he's friends with everyone, and I just think that really came across even in the 20-30 minutes we've just spent with him, didn't it?
Yeah, I would agree. And I think when you look at that time at Dortmund, the question that had been asked more than any other is, where are you going? Where are you going? Are you leaving Dortmund? Do you know what I mean? Those are the questions, and I'm sure that's not really fun to answer over and over and over, but he's here and it feels like this is his home, and you can see the best version of him, and he's got so much charisma, but then also you can see he's a young person as well, and I think he's as connected to football as, say, the everyday fan is, and as is the case with tons of the podcast listeners. Like, you have so much in common with him, and obviously, you know, he's elite of the elites, but like, he also just loves the game of football, loves watching it, loves being a part of it, and it's like, it's a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah, that was going to be my second point, was that love of football. It's just so obvious, isn't it? Like, he's not like really kind of dweeby about it.
No.
But he just, that love, that natural love of football, and when he was talking about watching so many games when he was in Norway, and even when he's not involved in international tournaments, he's still watching. You can totally see that, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. And like I said to him, he's like, you can tell he's very much online as well. He's not just watching the games; he socially knows what's being talked about in relation to the games as well.
Good observation.
He knows all the people who are involved in a game of football, say in England, knows the conversations around what's being had about this team, that team, individuals. But I think it's cool because he also just looks at me. He's like a 23-year-old guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it all makes perfect sense.
Because, I mean, fans will wonder why we're talking about that, because they love football, but not all players do they? You must have encountered players in your time who did not actually like football that much.
100%. There are lots of players who don't necessarily like football as much, but they still do a great job. That's the thing I have to preface with that. But somebody that loves the football will bring joy to other people as well, because you can see that they'll come in and they want to talk about the game that was on TV the day before, talk about the game that's to come, and to have a real big understanding of, say, the league and the places that they work and so on. I think it's really refreshing because you can see that he's going to be adding energy to any situation he's in, because he loves what he does. And he doesn't just love it because, it pays him, whatever. He loves it because it's football. I think getting a chance for him to see his dad play when he did, and for him to be in the Premier League, which he's watched for so many years, he's, as I say, he's how a lot of people would hope to be if they had the same opportunity, And that's what makes it so refreshing because, again, this is one of the stars of world football that is just like you and I.
Where does that episode for you rank in the official Man City podcast episodes that you've been involved in?
I'm a 100% believer in recency bias, so this is the best one.
This is
and
the
I
best
said
one.
that last time as well, and the one before that, and the one before that.
Well, there we go.
These just keep getting. These are awesome. It's a great podcast.
Well, we will wrap up the best episode of the official Man City podcast so far there. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever it is you do your podcast listening. And until next time, take care of one another, and we will hopefully see you soon.
The unbeatable official Manchester City podcast.